Thank you for joining me again for today's edition of One Disciple One. One Disciple One. Of course, as the name is, you know that my desire, my drive, my motivation is to bring us to that place where one disciple makes one disciple who can make one disciple. It's just simple. There is power in one. The reason why things are the way they are today is that we are so many people who are not producing anything. Just imagine the ripple effect of every disciple that you know, praying, fasting, working hard to make just one disciple per time. Imagine how it will be. It will be great, but the situation is that it is not happening right now. And as pastors, as ministers of God, that should concern us. We should be asking, why are my members not reproducing? Why do I have 95% of my church members who have not even brought a soul to Christ in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years? That shouldn't be something that makes us happy. So that is the reason why we are doing what we are doing. And I want to share something very important with you today. The title of this short message is, which one? Church growth or kingdom growth? Which one? Church growth or kingdom growth? And I want to read from the book of Romans. Romans chapter 15, verses 20 and 21. Yea, so have I strived to preach the gospel, not where Christ was named, lest I should build upon another man's foundation. But as it is written, to whom he was not spoken of, they shall see, and they that have not heard shall understand. What was Paul saying? Paul said, I preached the gospel to those that have not seen Christ, so that they can see. I preach the gospel to those who have not heard, so that they can understand. He said, I tried my best not to go on and keep fishing from the same pond that other people have caught. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go to the river to fish, not to fish in the pond of other people. There is a reason for that. The reason for that is because Paul was more focused on kingdom growth more than church growth. There's a difference between church growth and kingdom growth. Unfortunately, today, many of us pastors are focused on church growth, not on kingdom growth. For example, if your church is full, you're probably not going to care about those who are going to hell. That is why right now, the statistics, the data is that 94% of all preachers, of pastors, are preaching only to 9% of the population. 94% of pastors are struggling and fighting over 9% of the population. Why is that? The reason is because of the problem of church growth. For example, if you are working in a denomination and you have senior pastors over you, you are pastoring a branch church. Every week or every month, they expect you to make reports. What report is your senior pastor, is your bishop expecting from you? The report is expecting from you is how many people have come to church? How many people have remained? And the next thing is, how many people did you get baptized? And then, how much was the offering and the tithe? These are the things that matters. And those who submit reports of greater amount of tithes are the ones that are promoted. Those who have stories of more baptisms are the ones that are promoted. The bishop doesn't care if those people came from another church. No, he doesn't care. What he cares about is, are they in our church now? So if your drive is to be promoted, is to have all those benefits, then you want to package your ministry in a way that it can look more attractive and comfortable for people. And the people that can easily come to you are those who already have heard the gospel. They are already members of another church. And all you are trying to do is package yourself in a way that the person can begin to like your atmosphere more than where it's coming from. It doesn't get him saved. He's already born again, but he leaves his church and comes to you. Your church is full. And then they're testifying about you. Wow, look at that pastor. He started his church just 1 year. He has grown from 0 to 10,000 people in 1 year. Then there's a big conference going on in the city. You started your ministry just last year. They bring you straight and puts you on the high table right in front beside the great man of God. And the people who have been in ministry for the past 20 years are left in the crowd. Why? Why are you that quickly promoted? Because of the number of people who have come to your church, because of how much money your church is making. Everybody likes that. Everybody likes that. And nobody is asking, who are those people? Where are they coming from? Nobody cares that those people that has given you so much publicity actually came from the churches of other pastors who are struggling, who didn't have the resources, the kind of resources to put in their ministry that you have put in your own. You have enjoyed church growth, but you have not helped to grow the kingdom. And that is what is happening today. That is why when somebody wants to start a ministry, he doesn't want to go to an Islamic enclave. He doesn't want to go to a place where half of the people are atheists who don't believe in God, because it will take a lot of prayer, a lot of fasting, a lot of pushing, a lot of believing to be able to get one soul saved. So who wants to do that when the thing that makes you a popular pastor is the number of people you have brought in? So that is why every person who God is calling to go start a church is going to places where people are already inclined to doing church. Cities where people are inclined to going to church. If you're in the United States, you want to be in Alabama, you want to be in Georgia. You don't want to be in places where you think that there are people who don't like God. If you're in places like Nigeria, for example, every person that God is calling, God is telling them, go to Lagos, go to Abuja, go to Lagos, go to Abuja. As if that is the only people. But it's because that is where it's easy to grow churches. And there's something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. See, I want to encourage you today that God will not reward you for fishing from the ponds of somebody who already have caught fishes. You may be celebrated here on earth, but Jesus is not going to reward you for that. What Jesus will reward are the souls who were not in the kingdom that you helped to bring into the kingdom. Just imagine if all of us pastors were more focused on reaching people who have not known Christ, just like Paul said. Paul says, so I have strived. It takes striving. Many pastors don't want to strive anymore. He said, I have strived to preach the gospel, not where Christ is named, not to people who already have been saved, not to people who are already members of another church. Lest I should build on another man's foundation. When you do that, when you try to win a soul that have been won, You are building on another man's foundation. It's like somebody has bought a land and you go and build your house on that land. In law, if you build your house on another man's land, the land and the property on the land belongs to the owner of the land. I'm sure if you ask a lawyer, they'll be able to explain that to you more. Most of us, you see, we have built gigantic houses, as it were, spiritually in form of church. But that gigantic house, that big house we have built, you built it on a land on which you do not have a C of O. It's not your land, it's another person's land. The land and the property belongs to the owner of the land. That was why Paul said, I don't want to build my house on another man's foundation. So I had to strive to take the gospel to people to where Christ was not named. Because it is written, when he said it is written, it is a divine order that to whom he was not spoken of, they shall see, and they that have not heard shall understand. Let's go after souls that are not yet saved. Let's disciple our members to go after people who are not churched. Let's celebrate them when they come to church. Let's not build our ministry trying to get people from other churches because it helps to increase our offerings and our tithes and the way we appear in Christendom. God bless you.